Hi, and welcome to another action-packed episode of PLA TV. I'm Brad Carter. This month, October 2008, Esquire put out a new magazine with an amazing e-ink cover. This gimmick of theirs caused me to buy and read Esquire for the first time in about 10 years, only to find out that the magazine was still pretty boring and I'd probably never buy another one. It also caused me to buy up every issue in town so that I could resell them to people on eBay for about $30 a pop. So far, I've made about $200 off of this issue. Thanks, Esquire. In this magazine, Esquire encourages the readers to hack the e-ink display. I decided to take their challenge literally by seeing how much abuse an e-ink display can endure. As you can see, unlike an LCD screen, an e-ink display will keep its picture displayed even when you unplug it from the circuit board. It stops blinking, but the image is still on the screen. We'll start by bending the screen to see if that breaks anything. Bending doesn't seem to be hurting the display at all, aside from leaving a few marks on it. So let's move on to something else. A pocket knife isn't doing much damage either, and it's nearly impossible to poke a hole into the plastic. I wonder how well the display will hold up against fire. The bottom of the display is made of a thin aluminum or metal, so I thought the heat would kind of cook the screen. But everything is still blinking, even if the display is starting to look a little worn. Let's give the screen one more desperate attempt with the knife. You'll notice on this part that the top line of the text has stopped working. Half of it's stuck on and half of it's stuck off. I'm not sure if this happened because of the fire or because of the continued knife abuse. But I'm still impressed that the rest of the display is working just fine though. Now it's time to test the e-ink's resistance to water. On the first attempt, water splashed onto the circuit board, which stopped the display almost immediately. So after drying off the circuit board and waterproofing it inside a plastic bag, it's time to give it another try. Although, as you can see, water does nothing to stop this display. Let's see how well this thing can withstand a power drill. The first hole seems to have stopped the word begins from flashing anymore. The rest of the display is unaffected still. Holes 2 and 3 have done nothing to the display. Even the blinking squares that we drilled into are still blinking. Let's give fire a few more tries. Even fire directly on the front of the screen doesn't completely stop the blinking. Legend813 suggested that I throw it in the microwave. To keep the circuit board from melting, I'm going to disconnect the screen from it first. The first thing to melt were the connectors to the circuit board, so while the display might not officially be dead, there's no longer any way for me to hook it up back to the power supply. Since there's no way for me to test the e-ink display now, we're unable to complete the final phase of testing with a shotgun and a spoonful of thermite. But join us next time when we try these same tactics on our Amazon Kindle reader.